Have you ever felt like you're just juggling a dozen different people's expectations at work? Well, that's where something called K3 comes in. It's really the key to mastering stakeholder management and CRM, and honestly, it is a total game changer for any marketing apprentice. In this explainer, we're going to break it all down into simple, practical steps. So let's dive right in.
First up, meet Jody. She's a brilliant marketing executive apprentice at a company called Ibis Stores. And she has been absolutely crushing it, learning the ropes and making a real impact. But there's one final, pretty complex challenge she needs to conquer before she can officially qualify. And that challenge is K3. Sounds kind of like a secret code, doesn't it? For Jody, it's basically the final boss she needs to beat for her endpoint assessment, or EPA, which is just the final exam for her apprenticeship. So what on earth is it? Luckily for Jody, her manager, Ritol, has this fantastic way of breaking down what seems like a really complicated topic. So let's crack this K3 code together, shall we? Ritol tells her to forget all the corporate jargon for just a moment. Instead, she says, think about planning the perfect party. It sounds almost too simple, but trust me, this little analogy is the key that unlocks everything. And this right here really brings that party analogy to life. On one side, you have the people, your guests, the DJ, your team. That's your stakeholder management. And on the other side, you have the plan, the guest list, the invites, the RSVP tracker, and that's your CRM. It's just a super simple way to remember that K3 is all about managing who you're working with and how you're doing it. So stakeholder management, that's just the official term for managing all those relationships with the people from our party. We're talking everyone from your own colleagues in the sales department to your customers and even your suppliers. And CRM is basically the strategy and the tools, things like HubSpot or Salesforce that you use for the plan. It's how you manage and analyze all those interactions to keep your guests, or in this case, your customers, happy and loyal. Okay, so Jody totally gets the concept now, all thanks to Ritol's amazing party analogy. But how does she actually build these skills? Well, this is where her mentor, Adam, steps in to guide her on the K3 development journey. Adam gives Jody this really clear 5-step plan. Think of it like a training montage in a movie, right? You start with the principles, you get the hang of the CRM basics, then you apply it in real campaigns. You learn to manage relationships across different teams, and then finally, you own the entire strategy. It's a clear path from beginner to pro. And of course, no hero's quest is complete without the right gear. For an apprentice like Jody, this means getting her hands dirty with CRM software like Salesforce, using tools like Excel for mapping out who's who, diving into Google Analytics for the data, and of course, collaborating with her team using platforms like Microsoft Teams or Slack. So Jody gets the theory and she's starting to build up her skills. Now comes the really important part. She has to prove it. Her coach, Olivia, is there to help her gather all the evidence she needs for her portfolio on the APTM system. That's the online platform where she submits all her work. Olivia explains that there are 4 main types of evidence she needs to pull together: a stakeholder management plan, a report from a campaign where she actually used the CRM, another report showing how she worked with other departments, and finally an analysis of CRM data where she makes her own recommendations. But Olivia gives her this absolutely brilliant piece of advice. The evidence itself is just one part of it. The reflective statement that you write to go along with it, that's where you make it all come to life. It's not just what you did, but why you did it, what challenges you ran into, and what the successful outcome was. You really get to be the narrator of your own success story. The portfolio is in. There's just one thing left, that endpoint assessment, the EPA. It's basically a professional discussion with an assessor, and her mentor, Adam, has been prepping her for the kinds of tough questions she can probably expect. They start with a classic. An assessor might ask something just like this: can you explain how you manage relationships with both internal and external stakeholders? I mean, think about it for a second. How would you answer that? It's all about blending the theory with your own real-world examples. Then you get another big one, this time focused on the practical side of CRM. How do you use CRM data to inform your marketing campaigns? This is where you have to show you don't just know what the buttons do, you know how to use that data to actually get results. So Adam gives her the start of a top-tier, distinction-level answer. He tells her to be specific. Don't just say, I use data. Say, how. For instance, in my recent campaign, I used CRM data to segment our customer base, which allowed me to tailor our email marketing to each specific group. And here's the absolute most important part of the answer, the outcome. Adam continues, By tracking the customer journey, I was able to identify pain points and adapt our strategy in real time, which ended up increasing our conversion rate by 20%. See, the key is to connect your actions to a real, measurable business result. That number, that 20%, that's everything. It's not just a claim, it's proof. It's what turns a good answer into a great one because it shows you made a tangible impact. So Jody's done it. She's understood the concept, she's built the skills, gathered the evidence, and she absolutely aced the final discussion. Her whole journey gives us the perfect master plan for anyone else out there facing the K3 challenge. And here it is, your path to K3 mastery. First, really understand the concepts, maybe using a simple analogy like the party planner. Second, follow that 5-step development journey. Third, gather your proof with those 4 key pieces of evidence. And finally, go ace your EPA by giving specific, impact-driven answers that show real results. You know, the theory is one thing, but the real learning starts when you take action. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What's the